Welcome to Breakfast with the Blogger. I'm here at the famous Arsenal Cafe, the Blighty, and we're going to talk all things the Grand National. But first things first, I'm going to get stuck in to this menu and get a banging fry up. We got the fried eggs, the bacon, a Cumberland sausage, mushrooms, tomatoes, bone marrow, never had that before, black pudding, baked beans and toast, all for a tenner. If that ain't a decent brekkie, boys, I don't know what is. Let us know your thoughts on this. 3 eggs, a load of bacon, sausages, bone marrow, tomatoes, mushrooms and beans. I'd say that's pretty bloody good. The 2019 Grand National revolves around the Little Pocket Rocket, aka Tiger Roll, last year's winner. 3 Cheltenham Festival wins. He won the Grand National last year, and he's coming here as one of the shortest price runners in the history of the sport at 7-2. It's unbelievably thin. You can see why he's so short. He loves Aintree. He could be the next Red Rum, but based on the price, I'm going to have to oppose him, and I've come up with 2 Little Pocket Rockets myself that can hopefully give us a good run for our money and sneak into the places or potentially even win. I like Maldini, trained by Pat Kelly, the Enigma. Will he give an interview if he wins? Well, I highly doubt it. The man's a bit of a myth, but one thing that's for sure is he's a genius at training these National Hunt horses. Maldini is a horse with a touch of class. He's a Cheltenham Festival winner. He was second in the Kim Muir last year. He comes into the race carrying 10 stone 8, running off a mark of 148. And I think if he takes to these National Hunt fences, these big Grand National fences, he could really run a big race. I don't think stamina will be a problem. He's 9 years old. I think Pat has got this horse flying under the radar. Now, the other horse that catches my eye is Vintage Clouds, trained by Sue Smith. He's a 9-year-old. He's been 3rd in the Scottish Grand National, 2nd at the Cheltenham Festival. He's an improving handicapper who's run round Aintree before. He comes into the race carrying 10 stone 4, off a mark of 144. He's around the 16-1 shot, and I think this improving handicapper could give us a really good run for our money. Sue Smith, she's won the race before. She knows what it takes. My 2 tips for the 2019 Grand National, Maldini and Vintage Clouds. Will Tiger Roll be the next Red Rum? We'll find out at 5:30 on Saturday. The Topham run over 2 mile 5 furlongs on Thursday is basically a mini Grand National. It's a cracking race and it's a great warm-up for the big event on Saturday. I like the look of 2 horses in this race. Ballyhill, trained by Nigel Twiston Davis, is an improving 8-year-old handicapper. He's won round Aintree before. He comes into the race off of a mark of 142, and I think he could give us a really good run for our money each way. The other one I like here is the 20-1 shot, Forest des Aigles, trained by Lucinda Russell, who knows what it takes to win a Grand National. This is an improving handicapper who's been getting better and better over the last 18 months. He was 5th in the Sefton back in 2018, and I think on the better ground, we could see this horse improve even more. Forest des Aigles and Ballyhill are my 2 top tips for the Topham. It really doesn't get much better than this. We've got Cheltenham Festival winners coming over. We've got the Irish coming over, Gordon Elliott's mob. We've got Willie Mullins' mob. It's just a brilliant, brilliant day. And I, for one, am absolutely buzzing about it. The day on Thursday for me revolves around one horse. It's the horse that broke my heart in the Champion Hurdle. You guessed it. Bouverdare. Well, guess what? He is going to win the Aintree Hurdle. He's going to make amends under Barry Geraghty, who I think will have a double on day 1. Bouverdare for me, he won this race last year. He's the best horse in the race by a mile. I'm not afraid of Benny the Zoo, who fell in the mares at the last and broke my heart, or Forheen the Machine, or Melon. I don't think Apple's Jade will come over. I think Bouverdare will jump around and win on the bridle. OMG. Calorie overload today. The Betway Bowl is a brilliant 3-mile 1 Grade 1 chase. You've got a lot of the Gold Cup runners turning up here, and the big question is, how will they have reacted from their race 20 days ago? It's pretty much a guessing game. They may be too tired. It's been a long, hard season, so you might want a horse here who could be fresh. Well, how about Kemboy, who fell at the first in the Gold Cup? He's a good, powerful, strong front runner. He's definitely good enough to run this race. Willie Mullins will have him absolutely primed. And unlike most of the horses in the Gold Cup, he had an easy race as he fell at the first. I think Kemboy could be the one to beat. The big danger is Clandazobo, who was 5th in the Gold Cup. He obviously didn't stay back on a flatter track at Aintree. If he's taken that Gold Cup race well, he could be in with a big shake-up. Potentially, it could be a forecast between Kemboy and Clandazobo. Now on Friday at Aintree, we've got one of the races of the season. We've got Top of the Game, who won the RSA in an enthralling battle with Santini and Delta Work, taking on Le Bagoro, the unbeaten mare of Warren Greatness's over fences, and Lost in Translation, who was second to Defi de Soy in the JLT. It looks a magnificent race. I'm not too confident about any of the three. Any of the three could win this race. I'm going to sit back and enjoy it. If you were looking for a tip, well, I'd have to stick with Top of the Game. He's an absolute giant of a horse. I think he's got a lot of scope for him and improvement, and I think he's still growing into his frame. Top of the Game could win the Big Novices Chase on the Friday. It could be a big meeting for Paul Nicholls. The Fox Hunters is always an iconic race to watch. A lot of horses charging at the big fences under their amateur jockeys. It's a great spectacle. I like the look of Road to Rome here. He ran an absolute savage race in the Fox Hunters at Cheltenham over 3 mile 2, dropping back to 2 mile 5. He's going to tear away from the front if his jockey can sit on top of him for long enough. I think Road to Rome can lead them a merry dance and win over this shorter trip for John O'Shea. The Melling Chase is one of the most iconic chases in the National Hunt calendar. Unfortunately for all of us who love our National Hunt horses, Altior isn't going to run. It's absolutely heartbreaking. I was really looking forward to seeing him. It looks like Pilita is going to be your likely market leader at around 5-2. We're not sure if Siren Aim is going to turn up at this moment. It looks like he's going to take on Altior at Sandown in the Champion Chase there. If that's the case, Pilita is the one to beat for Paul Nicholls. Waiting patiently, they say he needs rain. There doesn't seem to be too much rain about at this stage, so he might not line up. It looks like Pilita could be the winner of this year's Melling Chase. No Altior, how disappointing. The Grand National, 3 days of top-class National Hunt action. A bit of a party atmosphere, a carnival atmosphere, but we have some of the best horses on show. In Liverpool Town Centre, the party scene is well underway. This is a great meeting for the local Scousers. They really do make it an iconic racing event. The energy, it's a 10 out of 10. The atmosphere is brilliant, and the horses running, coming over from England and Ireland, are absolutely top draw. This year, we've got the likes of Bouvardere, who fell in the Champion Hurdle. Benny Dazou's coming over. She broke our heart in the mares. We've also got Defi de Soy, who hacked up in the JLT. Lost in Translation might take on Le Bag au Roi, and Top of the Game, who won the RSA. And let's not forget, the biggest horse on show this week, without any shadow of a doubt, is the little pocket rocket, Tiger Roll. He won the last race, he won the race last year, and he could be the next Red Rum. The Grand National, I'll see you all there. This has been Breakfast with Blogsy.